Hello everyone, Chris here with the beginning of yet another series of videos. Now, game reviewing isn't as deep into the development process as I've ever gotten. I've dabbled in some of the free game making software on the internet and have learned quite a bit over time. In this series, I hope to impart some of that info on you to allow even more people to share in the process of game creation. We're going to focus on Game Maker by Yo-Yo Games. It's free to download. Look down to the description for a link. Before we go deeper into the program though, we've got to cover some basics. If you're a veteran with Game Maker, this video isn't for you. Alright, here we have the basic interface. The large, empty area to the right is where most of the actual work will be done. To the left, a number of tabs lists categories for the various resources in your game. Right now, they're empty of course. We're just going to focus on what they are for this video. First is the Sprites tab. Sprites are a type of artwork used in 2D games. They're going to form the bulk of your animated images, since no other resource can be easily animated. The player character and enemies are usually represented by sprites, along with many other things. You can edit sprites here too, but we're not going to talk about that for now. Next is the Sounds tab. This will hold all of the sound effects and music in your game. The Backgrounds tab, obviously, holds all of your background images. These are generally large, static images that do not need to be animated. There's plenty more to talk about here too, but later. Don't worry. Paths are fixed movement patterns. If you want something in your game to move in a particular way, paths might be the answer. Honestly, their uses can get a bit on the complicated side, but they are really handy in certain situations. Scripts are sections of code that you use for many objects. Alternatively, this folder could also store code that you edit or use commonly so that you can find it a bit more easily. Scripts are also complicated, and I'll ease you into that in later videos. The Fonts tab is used to store fonts that you commonly use, or edits on existing fonts. Game Maker already has a number of fonts ready for you, but you can use this to add custom fonts and such. Timelines allow you to precisely control when certain things happen in relation to others. These things have a huge number of potential uses, and we'll definitely get more into them later. Objects are the workhorses of your game. They are the things that actually perform actions. Everything from the player to walls and enemies will need an object for it. Rooms are the areas where your game actually takes place. All of your objects will be placed within rooms, and a room is what the player sees while playing the game. Any documentation you think will be important goes in the game information area. It could be anything from controls to a plot synopsis. This next tab allows you to change a lot of options about the game. You can set whether or not the game starts in full screen, what some of the function keys do, and post some game information like what version you're in. This last tab we're not going to be talking about at all. All of these tutorials will be done in the free, light version of Game Maker, and extension packages require a paid version. You'll never have to pay anything to do what I demonstrate in these videos. I hope this was informative to those of you just starting out with Game Maker. With this foundation, we can start getting into more interesting stuff in later videos. Oh, by the way, if there's something that you want to know how to do in Game Maker, go ahead and send me a message, and I'll see what I can do about making a tutorial video. See you next time.